Butler comes in, and Stoinis pulls that through the mid-wicket, and it's overhauled just before the boundary. And that moves Australia to 114 for the loss of 3 wickets. This is in reply to England's 208 for 6. So, a really close game in prospect. Very hard to predict who will win this game. Butler comes running in, he bowls, and Stoinis chops him down between gully and point, and that races away to the boundary for 4 runs. So Warner is on 52 and Stoinis on 7. Total, England are 100, Australia are 114 for the loss of 3 wickets. Butler coming in again. He bowls, and that's short and could be called a wide. Yes, it is. Wide ball. It was pretty short, dug in by Stokes, and it sailed over head heights. So, another run to Australia, extras, and that moves the total up to 115 for 3. 11.2 overs have been bowled. In comes Stokes. He bowls. It's a bit on the pads, and Stoinis tries to sweep it, but it balloons up off the pad to short fine leg, and they take, it's given a run. So Stoinis moves up to 8, and Australia's total now is 116 for 3. What will Stokes do? He is running in now. Past the umpire. Good ball. Just short of the length. And all Warner can do is play it off to mid-off, and they scamper through for a quick single. Warner moves on to 53. Stoinis has 8, and Australia 121 for 3. In comes Stokes, running in. Good action. He bowls it short, and Stoinis pulls him, but straight to the man at deep square leg, and it's only a single. 122 now for the loss of 3 wickets, and 12 overs have been bowled. So Australia need another 87 runs from 40 balls. So more than 2 runs per ball needed. So a strike rate of over 200%. Rashid coming in. He bowls, and that's up. Stoinis tries to pull it, but doesn't make a connection. Scamper through for a quick single. Stoinis now moves on to 10. Warner has 52. And the score moves up to 123 for the loss of 3 wickets. Another 80 runs needed from 47 balls. Aaron Finch hasn't had a happy time in the last few games. And today was no exception. Under a lot of pressure is the Australian captain. Only managed 12 runs today before he was run out, taking a suicidal second run. Not the fastest of runners, Aaron Finch. A slight hold up in play now, as treatment is given to Warner. Looks like he might have a pulled muscle. Remember, for England, Alex Hales starred with the bat. I'll give you the full England scorecard. Butler caught Richardson bowled Ellis 68 off 32 balls. And Rashid coming back in to bowl to Warner. That's short, and Warner pulls it, but straight to the man at deep mid-off, and they only get one run. Warner moves on to 53, and the score goes up to 124 for 3. Rashid coming in again. He bowls, and it's short again, and Stoinis pulls him high and hard over the deep mid-wicket boundary for a majestic 6. Stoinis moves up to 16. And Australia now 130 for the loss of 3 wickets. Rashid comes in again. A slightly better ball with Stoinis drives out to the sweeper at deep cover, and that's only a single. Stoinis now moves up to 17. Warner has 53. A total 131 for 3. Rashid coming in again. 1, 2, 3 steps. Warner tries to pull it, but it wasn't as short as he thought. And he manages to get a run at deep mid-off. Warner moves up to 54. Australia now 132 for 3. Rashid again, and Warner pulls him hard and high, majestically. That's into the crowd at deep mid-wicket. Rashid looks rather distraught. That was in the zone for a slog sweep, and Warner timed it beautifully. Oh, Stoinis it was, times it beautifully. He moves up to 23. England now 100, Australia now 138 for the loss of 3 wickets. Warner has 55. Stoinis has 23. Rather inexpensive over there by Rashid. And it will be Topley taking up the attack now. Topley's 2 overs have cost him 16 runs, and he's taken 1 wicket. Here he comes. He bowls, and that's a very good delivery. That's beaten Warner. He's lucky to get some bat onto that, and it dribbles out to short fine leg. Scamper through for another single. Warner is now on 56. Stoinis has 23. And Australia 139 for the loss of 3 wickets. Good crowd in here in Perth. Topley in again. And a bit of width offer there, and Stoinis chops him square on the offside for a beautiful shot, 4 runs. That moves him up to 27. Warner has 56, and Australia 143 for the loss of 3 wickets, chasing 208 for 6. Topley coming over the wicket now. He bowls, and he bowls it into the body of Stoinis, who pulls him but doesn't quite middle it, and they canter through for an easy single. Australia now 144 for 3. At the same time, England were 151 for 1. Topley comes in again, and that's a dreadful delivery, wide. That would have been wide even in a test match. Under a lot of pressure now, the bowlers very aware that this total is well within reach for Australia. I think Topley was expecting the batsman to move outside the off stump, but that didn't happen. $146 for 3. Warner has 57. Stoinis has 28. The odds are in Australia's favour at the moment, probably 65% for an Aussie win. Topley comes in again over the wicket, and that's short and pulled away by Stoinis down to deep fine leg. Rashid picks up and fields. Stoinis gets an easy single, and he moves up to 29. Australia now 147 for 3. The required rate 10.05 runs per over. England desperately need a wicket. If these 2 batsmen stay in, Australia will probably win the match. Topley in again. It's short, but a slower short ball, and it's called a wide by the umpire. Not a very good over this by Topley, under a lot of pressure here. 148 for 3. Stoinis has 29. Warner has 57. In comes Topley again. Round the wicket now, and it's over pitched, and Warner slashes that through the covers, crashes into the boundary for 4 runs. Very good shot there by Warner. Moves him along to 61, and the total for Australia 152 for 3. Stoinis has 29. Not a very good delivery there, over pitched with some width outside the off stump, and that is Warner's favourite hitting zone, and he takes full advantage. At one stage, it looked like England would get about 240, but good bowling limited them somewhat. And this one is pulled through mid-wicket, and Stoinis gets 6 runs. It was short. Stoinis pulled it across the line and sailed over the deep mid-wicket boundary for a majestic 6. 158 for 3. Runs are coming quick. Stoinis has 35. Warner has 61. Australia 158 for 3. So 47 runs have been scored in the last 20 balls. And if they carry on at this rate, they should get the runs quite easily. But cricket's a funny game. Wood readjusting his field a bit, reinforcing the onside field, deep mid-wicket and a deep mid-on on the boundary. And he comes in, he bowls, and that's short. And Stoinis pulls it, but he doesn't really get on top of it, and it's brilliantly taken there. Great catch, deep in the cover field. It was a shorter delivery. Stoinis tried to get on top of it and hammer it through the covers, but he didn't middle it, and the ball took a top edge and was taken smartly in the deep cover field. So Stoinis is out for 35 of 15 balls, and Australia are now 158 for 4. England will be very pleased with that wicket. The new man coming in is David. Started off his career in fine style, very aggressive batsman. And Australia will be looking to him to take them through to the end of the game. David, ready now. Wood comes in, he bowls, and that's a great delivery. That beats David, goes right through his defence. Beaten there by the pace. And lucky not to get an edge to the wicketkeeper. David stays on 0, yet to get off the mark. Warner has 61. Australia 158 for 4. Chasing 208 for 6. So Australia need 209 to win the match. Wood coming in over the wicket. He comes, he bowls, and that's a short delivery, dug in, and it zips through, picks up pace, and strikes David on the upper thigh. Great delivery there by Wood again. No run taken. Just what England needed. 1 or two good overs to bring them back into contention. Wood, last ball in the over. He comes in. That's just short of a length. David pulls in, but straight to the hands of deep mid-wicket. And he's out for a duck. What a great over this has been for Wood. David's eyes lit up when he saw the short delivery. He swiveled back, swung it round to square leg, but doesn't quite middle it. He takes the upper part of the bat and straight into the hands of the square leg fielder. England players are delighted, all huddled in a group now. We see some smiles coming from the English. So Australia now falling just a bit behind the required rate. And Ali coming in now to bowl. In he comes. And he bowls to Warner, and Warner pulls him high and hard, and that just clears the rope. Close to the boundary, and they're checking to see if it actually cleared the rope or not. Oh, it falls just short. So that's 4 runs to Warner. I wonder if it was a good idea bringing in Ali. Warner, particularly good against spin bowling. Moeen Ali comes in again, 1 step, 2 step, and that's a tighter delivery. And Warner turns again for a quick 2 and gets home comfortably. Should only have been 1 run, but Warner is a great runner between the wickets. That moves the total to 164 for 4. Warner has 67 and Wade yet to get off the mark. Ali comes in again, and that's a short delivery, and Warner pulls it over deep square leg, and it crashes into the boundary boards for another 4 runs. Ali again. And Warner plays this straight to deep mid-off. And we get an easy single. And that pushes Warner up to 72. Wade still has 0. And England 169 for 5. Ali again, and Wade gets behind the line, plays it cautiously, straight back to the bowler. No run, and that's the end of Ali's over. Australia are 169 for 5. Warner has 72 and Wade yet to get off the mark. The required rate is still 10 runs and over, but Australia have been getting that quite comfortably. And it will be Wood again. Can he get another wicket? Comes in round the wicket and he bowls. And this is an attempted Yorker. And Warner digs it out. And they scamper through for an easy single. So the 170 comes up. 170 for 5. Warner has 73. Wade is yet to get off the mark. And Australia need another 39 runs to win. Wood's generating a lot of pace, touching 150 kilometers an hour, comes in again, round the wicket, and he bowls, and that's a very good delivery. That cannons into Wade's pads. No run. Wade walks around, tries to regain his composure. No run of 2 deliveries. Wood has 2 for 31 and he's in his 4th over. Comes in round the wicket. He bowls. It's short and Wade pulls it. He gets a top edge. And he's lucky, very lucky to survive. Wood tries to catch it, but Wade, lunging back onto his stumps, impedes him. The English players look at the umpire as if to say, wasn't that obstructing the field? Butler's having a word there with the umpire, and the umpires are talking about it. Was Wade obstructing the field? He certainly prevented the catch from being taken. So they've referred that. The third umpire is looking at it, and it certainly looks to me like Wade had his arm out and he pushed Wood back and prevented him from taking the catch. I'm pretty certain this is going to be given out. The umpire is looking at it, and the more I look at it, the more I'm convinced that that should be given out. It looks like the third umpire has decided against giving that out. I'm very, very surprised at that. That seemed a straightforward obstructing the field decision. And Wood turns around in frustration. How that was not given out is quite beyond me. Wood can't believe it. Comes in now. Again, he bowls and Wade glances that down to third man. English players don't look very happy. Wade moves on to 2. Australia 172 for 5. In comes Woody bowls, and that's short, and Wade swivels on it. But there's a man there at deep fine leg. They can only get 1 run. And Wade moves on to 3. And Australia's total 173 for 5. Warner has 73. Wade has 3. Wood coming in for the last ball of his 4-over spell. Comes in round the wicket. He bowls, and that's very short, and Wade slashes it straight into the hands of point fielder on the boundary, and that's the end of Wade caught on the point boundary. Now it's Warner. England are delighted. That's the wicket they really wanted. And Warner is out for 73. It was short, it rose. Warner chopped it but didn't get full control, and it's taken by Hales on the point boundary. So David Warner caught Hales, bowled Wood, and what a great spell this has been by David Wood. 170 for 6. Warner throws his gloves to the youngsters in the crowd. And the little boy there, very excited to have David Warner's gloves. And he's putting them on. The new batsman is Sams. And he's got a good big task at hand. England are fighting back. In comes Curran. He bowls. And Wade turns it off his hip onto the offside. And Skunker through for 2 runs. Wade moves up to 5. Sam's yet to get off the mark. Australia now 175 for 6. Curran comes in again, and he bowls, and this is speared into Wade's pads, but he manages to get some bat on it. Goes out to deep square leg, and that's another 2 runs. Moving Wade up to 7. Sam's yet to get off the mark. Australia now 177 for 6. Wade has 7 of 7 balls. Sams hasn't faced a ball yet. Curran is into his 3rd over, 0 for 19. 177 for 6. 32 more required by Australia. Curran comes in, left arm, and speared in beautifully off the pad. And a run-out attempt, which Curran kicks but misses the stumps. And that really should have been out. Curran had all the time in the world to bend down, pick up the ball, but he chose to kick it. Oh my goodness, that should have been out. David was halfway down the pitch. Curran makes a poor decision to play soccer The result being that David survives and Sam's survives, and that could be the turning point of this game. In comes Karan again, and that slash to extra cover boundary, and they get an easy single. So Sands is now off the mark. He has 1, Wade has 8, and Australia 179 for 6. 2 more balls in this over, 6 runs so far of the over. Very, very good over. In comes Karan, he bowls, and he digs it in shorter, and they're going for another quick second run, and they get away with it. Really good running between the wickets there. Wade is up to 10. Australia now 181 for 6. Karan in for the last ball, and it's a full toss, and Wade swivels on it, and it goes high and hard deep into the crowd for a wonderful 6. Wade is up to 16. Sands has 1. And Australia now 187 for 6. It was a very good over until that last ball. Karan tried to bowl a Yorker, and it was a little more full, and Wade pulled it over square leg into the crowd for 6. It will be Sands now facing Topley. Topley has bowled 3 overs, 1 for 30. There he is, coming in, left arm, over the wicket. He bowls, and it's short, and it's hammered away, but straight to the fielder at deep square leg. Sands goes up to 2. And Australia's total now 188 for 6. Topley needs a wicket now. A really, really desperate situation here for England. Can they do it? In he comes, he bowls, and that's a very good delivery. Wade steps back, but Topley follows him. The ball cannons into his body, and he can't get that away for the run. 21 needed of 10 balls. This could go into the last over. Topley again. Very good delivery. Wade turns it round the corner, but can only get 1 run. He moves along to 17. Australia's total 189 for 6. 20 needed now of 10 balls. Of 9 balls. Comes Topley, he bowls again, and he follows Sands, who scoops it over fine leg, and there's no one on the fine leg boundary. So that's a very welcome 4 runs to Australia. Sands moves up to 6. Wade has 17. Australia now 193 for 6. 10 needed off 8 balls. Topley again to Sams, and he beats that bunt straight into the hands of the fielder at mid-off, and Sams can't believe it. He looks really angry with himself. He holds his bat above his head. That went like a cannon, probably about waist height, and the fielder at mid-off takes a very, very good catch. It was straight to him, but it was cannoning like a rocket. And Sams looks around in total disbelief. 193 for 7. 16 needed. 7 balls to go. This match looks like it has swung in England's favour now, slightly. New batsman is Ellis. Had a good spell with the ball earlier on. Topley comes to Ellis, has an almighty swing and misses completely. The score stays on 193 for 7. Australia needs 16 runs off the last over. Topley will be bowling the last over. "16 runs off 6 deliveries needed." What's going to happen? Crowd is getting excited. Wade settles in, and Curran comes in and he bowls, and Wade hammers in the gap beautifully between mid-wicket and mid-on, and that cannons into the boundary boards. Wonderful shot there by Wade. It was a short delivery, and Wade made no mistake. "197 for 7. 12 needed now of 5. And that's a better delivery. Wade tries to play it, doesn't make contact, doesn't get behind the line of the ball, has an almighty swing and hits it into his pad off the inside edge. And no run taken. Back in England's favour. 4 balls to go. 12 runs needed for victory. Curran, left arm, over the wicket. He bowls on that short, and Wade hammers in. Oh, but it's taken beautifully on the boundary there. Wade had a go at a short ball, didn't quite middle it. It seemed to be going for 6, but the connection wasn't as good as it looked, and it was caught on the boundary, just about a meter into the boundary, and Wade is angry with himself. takes off his gloves, looks around sadly, removes his helmet, and he knows that he should really have done better with that loose delivery. 197 for 8. So England strike again. And it's Richardson. Australia now well into the tail. 12 runs needed off 3 balls. Richardson takes his mark, takes his guard. In comes Curran. He bowls left arm, a very good delivery, and he's out. He's caught. Richardson tries to swing him over the mid-wicket boundary, but he gets an outside edge and the ball lobs up straight to the gully fielder. It's taken easily there, but the umpires had referred that perhaps for a beamer, I would think. So the third umpire is going to have a look at that. Oh, it seems to be off the shoulder, not off the bat. So really interesting. Looking at it again, and hotspot shows that doesn't touch the bat at all. And in fact, it misses the bat, strikes Richardson on the shoulder, and spoons up to the gully fielder. So I think that probably won't be given out. And Richardson is walking back, just waiting now for the official verdict from the third umpire. The English fielders were confident, hands up in the air, seemed a regulation catch. Third umpire finding it difficult to decide, looking at this from all angles, and finally decided that that's not out. So England need 11 now off 2 deliveries. So it's going to have to be 2 sixes. In comes Curran. He bowled and he's bowled him. That's clean bowled. Ellis tries to hit him into the stands, mistimes that. It was a slower delivery. The stumps are shattered. Richardson walks off the field, knowing that the game is all but over. Curran is triumphant. Australia now 198 for 9, and 11 runs needed off the final delivery of the match. So, unless there's no balls, it's unlikely. Curran comes in and he bowls the last delivery, and it's spooned up towards mid-off, and they take a quick single, and the game is over. England have won the match by 9 runs. England made 206. Australia 199 for 9. So a great result there for England.